Okay, so for this asynchronous session, we will just be discussing parabolas. So, a lot of topics or subtopics have been omitted from the original syllabus. So, I will just be discussing the equation or equations of a parabola, and we'll be giving just one example on how to find, or rather how to write the equation of a parabola in standard form or vertex form. And I've been told that for conic sections, all that you will be required to do is identifying the equations of conic sections. So given an equation, you write it in standard form, then you just tell if it's a parabola, an ellipse, circle, or a hyperbola. Okay, so for this one, just discussing uh, very quickly the equations of a parabola. Okay, let's start. So let's begin with the definition. What is a parabola? So a parabola, you see there on the screen, it's a collection of points, okay, satisfying a certain property. All the points on this parabola are of the same distance from two geometric objects. A point, which we call the focus, and a line, fixed line also, called the directrix. So, for example, take this parabola here. It's defined by a fixed point, this one here, the focus, and then a fixed line here called the directrix. So if you consider any point on this parabola, for example, this point here, this point has the same distance from the fixed point and from the directrix. That is, d sub 1 here is equal to d sub 1 here. Okay, this one is the distance of the point there from the line, the directrix, which is, of course, the perpendicular distance. Okay, so that this line segment is perpendicular to the directrix. And then this one is just the distance of that point from the focus. So they must be the same. Similarly, for any other point, like this one here, the distance from the focus and then from the directrix must be equal. So that's basically the definition of a parabola. Now let's have some more definitions, or rather we call the anatomy of a parabola. We have the axis of symmetry, and it is defined to be the line through the focus perpendicular to the directrix. Again, this is the focus, this is the directrix. So the axis of symmetry would pass through the focus perpendicular to this directrix here. So this one is the axis of symmetry. Now we call it the axis of symmetry because the graph of the parabola is symmetric with respect to that line. So that if you fold along this line, the graph or the parabola would fall on itself. Next, the vertex. The vertex, by definition, is the intersection of this axis with the parabola. So again, this is the axis symmetry. Its intersection, or the point where it intersects the vertex, or sorry, the parabola, is called the vertex of the parabola. So it's this point here. So it's a point on the parabola. And in fact, okay, you know from high school that the vertex is either the highest or lowest point of the parabola. That's if, of course, if the parabola opens either upwards or downwards, But when it opens sidewards, then the vertex will be the leftmost or the rightmost point of the parabola. Note also that the vertex, by definition, must also be equidistant from the focus and the directrix, by definition, okay? Any point on the parabola must be equidistant from the focus and from the directrix. So the vertex is the same distance from this point and from this line, so it's actually midway between the focus and the directrix. And then the focal distance. What is the focal distance? It's the distance between the vertex and the focus. So in the figure here, it's this distance here. It's this length here, this line segment here. And in fact, that distance is the same as the distance here from the vertex to the directrix, again, by the definition of the parabola. Now, since we have trimmed a lot, so I won't be discussing this one. Rather, I'll be giving you the general form of an equation of a parabola. And if you know the vertex, say at HK, then using the definition, we can derive the following equations, which of course we will not be doing. We will just be stating them. So observe the table here. We have 4 types, and that depends on the orientation. The first to give us parabolas that open upwards. The last two, the first two parabolas that open sidewards, while the last two, those that open vertically upwards or downwards. Note the difference. For parabolas that open sidewards, observe that the square belongs to the x variable. Of course, this should be hk. H should always be with x, and k should always be with y, because it's hk for xy. So for those that open sidewards, we always have x minus h squared equals y minus k. And then the constant outside will always be 4c. It will be positive if it opens to the right, and it will be negative if it opens to the left. Now, for parabolas that open vertically, we have the square belonging to the y variable. Again, it should be h should be with x, k should be with y, but the square now should be over the y variable. So it should be y minus k squared equals 4c times x minus h, okay? Positive 4c if it opens upwards, negative 4c if it opens downwards. Now, you really don't have to, well, I'm not sure if they will ask. Okay, I will just update you on this if in the quiz you will be asked for the orientation of the parabola and also the vertex of the parabola, but I will be discussing it anyway. So let's proceed to the next problem. Here, actually, the example I've prepared requires you to find the vertex and the focus of the parabola. But since, again, we've omitted a lot of topics, then I will just be doing the part where we find the vertex of this parabola with the given equation. Now notice that the equation here is not in those forms that we have shown a while ago, this one. So we will, in other words, convert this form, which actually we call the general form, back to the vertex form or the standard form. And again, for that, we will be using the technique of completing the squares, which we've already done for circles. You may want to review that, but we will also be doing completing the squares here. And of course, similar, but note that since only one variable here is squared, then we will be completing the square here only for one variable. So let's show. Complete the squares. So we have, okay, we transpose all variables without y to the other side. So only variables containing y on the left-hand side. So we transpose 4x and 44. We change the sign. We have negative 4x minus 44. So what do we do next? We, okay, since we have a coefficient of 3 here, and we need to complete the squares, we factor out that 3. Okay, and if we do that, we have y squared minus 8y. And then we complete the squares for the expression inside the parentheses. And again, to do that, we divide the coefficient here of the linear counterpart by 2 and then square the result. So that would be negative 4 quantity squared. So we add 16. And then we do the same, okay, to the right-hand side. Whatever we add to the left-hand side, we add to the right-hand side. But note that actually, since there's a factor outside the parentheses, we actually added 3 times 16 when you distribute, right? We added 3 times 16 to the left-hand side. So we must also add 3 times 16 to the right-hand side. Now we just factor out the left-hand side, which is now a perfect square. It's y minus 4 squared. And then we simplify also the right-hand side. We have negative 4x plus 40 plus 4. Okay, this is 48 minus 44, that's 4. And then we factor out the coefficient of x this time. Okay, once you've simplified the right-hand side. So factoring out negative 4, we have negative 4 times x minus 1. Check, negative 4x plus 4. And then to write it in vertex form or in standard form, we divide finally the whole equation by the coefficient here. So that we will only have y minus 4 squared on the left-hand side. And we have this. So this now is in standard form. And when written in standard form, we can tell directly the coordinates of the vertex as well as, of course, the focal distance. But again, I will be omitting that part. So I will just be giving you the vertex of the parabola, which is easy to identify here. So what can we tell from the equation? We can tell where the vertex is. So it's at hk, where h is 1, equate this to 0, and k is 4, equate this to 0. So the vertex is at 1, 4. And to identify or to determine the orientation of the parabola, you just have to look where the square is. So the square is over the y variable. So you know that it opens sideways. And to tell if it opens to the left or to the right, you just look at the coefficient outside the parentheses here, and it's negative, so it opens to the left. So that would just be it for parabolas. We won't be discussing, okay, how to find the focal distance and the focus and the directrix and how to graph a parabola, because when we go to functions, we will also be graphing parabolas, but with a different technique, not like what is taught here, which will not be discussed anyway. So latus rectum is the technique taught in this section on graphing a parabola, but we won't be doing that here. So no sketching involved. So just look at the practice exercises at the end of the section. But of course, you won't be identifying the focus and the directrix. All you have to do for the practice exercises is just writing the equation of the parabola in standard form. Don't sketch its graph and just identify the vertex. and the orientation as well. Okay, tell if it opens to the left, to the right, up, or down. Okay, and then if you have any questions, just email me for consultation. Okay, I highly encourage you to consult with me regarding um, all the practice exercises. Okay, and then I will be giving an assignment by next week. Okay, which has to be submitted for which you. Okay, reminder: the assignment will make up 20% of your grade. Okay, that's it.